Welcome everybody. Today we are going to learn how to send an email with Python, with just Python, okay? Instead of the plain black letters with background email, like this one, we are going to learn how to send an attractive HTML with attachment, like this one. And we are going to learn how to send it to a list of email address, like this one, and it can be 3, 5 or hundreds of people, and in less than 100 lines. So, let's get started. First, we need to set up everything. So, create a testing email, like this one, and then come here, click on Google account, let me change language, and come here to security, and then let's secure app access. Mine is turned it on, but yours should be off. So come here, allow less secure apps, off, and turn it on, okay? And then create an environment in Python. I use pipm, so pipm shell, like this. Let's start. We're going to create a script that is going to send one email to one person, and then we are going to build from that. So first we need to import the package. This is going to create an email client that is going to enable to send email, login, etc. And this is going to help us to encrypt the email using TLS, Transport Layer Security. Besides that, we're going to create the user configuration, and we are going to create a sender email and a receiver email. You can create a second testing Gmail account, but I'm going to use the same, it doesn't matter. And then the password. Instead of hard-coding the password, I'm going to tell the user to enter the password. You can also ask the user to enter the sender email. But now I'm going to create the email body. This is the text we're going to send. And I'm going to say, you can write whatever you want here. And now we are going to create the client, login, and send this email to this address from this email address. So we are going to print a text so we know the script is running. And now we are going to try to create a server, and we need to specify the email client host and the port. So we are going to send via Gmail, so smtplib gmail.com. And now the port. With Gmail we have 3, but because we are sending the TLS, Transport Layer Security, we are going to use that port. And we have created the session. Now we need to encrypt the email, and to do so we need to create a context with SSL, create default context. And with the server, the client server, we're going to start TTLS with context equal context. Now the client is created and the email is encrypted, so let's log in. And we're going to do it with server login, and we're going to log in with the sender email and the password. Once we are logged in, we're going to send the email to sender email to the receiver email, and we're going to send the email body. This is enough to send an email, so we're going to print email send. But sometimes something can go wrong. We lose the internet connection, or we introduce a wrong password, so we are going to catch that with accept. Exception as in. And we're going to print an error message. And finally, no matter what happens, if we are successful or we get an error, we're going to finally close the server. And we're going to print closing the server. So no matter what happens, we are going to close this client and everything is set. We can send this email, I believe. So I type my password and we have the email here. But we are just sending one email to one person. To be honest, we can do it ourselves with this. So we are going to send one email to multiple people in one list, and we are going to configure this. Right now we are sending this from this without a name to an empty string, and there is no name here, and we have no subject. This feels a bit spammy, to be honest. Why don't we do it like this? First, let's write more human-like emails. To do so, we need to import. This is going to help us to format the address. So we are going to concatenate the name of the receiver and its email, and this is going to let us to configure the to, from, subject, etc. from the email. Let's come here, and now sender name equals David, and the receiver name is going to be John Doe, for example. And before trying this, and before this, we're going to use the MIME text, multiple purpose internet mail extension. Let's create message, MIME text, and we're going to pass the email body as a plain text. And now we are going to configure the receiver or to. This is going to concatenate the receiver name with the receiver email. You will see the result later. And of course, the from. And we need to send a subject. Now everything is set. So instead of sending the email body with nothing, we're going to send the message that contains the email body, the to, from, and subject. And we're going to send this as string. Let's send, from, let's send it. And now instead of no subject and nothing here, we have my name here, a subject, a from, a to, and a subject again. These look less spammy than before, right? Than just this. People are more prone to open an email like this than one like this. But we are here to send multiple emails, or one email to multiple people. So let's do it. And it's going to be quite easy, to be honest. Right now we have one receiver email and one receiver name. One email, one name. We're going to send one email. So instead of this, we're going to send a receiver emails, plural, a list, and receiver names, another list. I'm going to send the email 3 times to my own Gmail account, so I don't need to create 3 email accounts. And I'm going to create 3 names, David, Laura, and Karen. And now, instead of sending this once, for each one of these email and names, we're going to send one email. So 3 email addresses, 3 emails we're going to send. And to do so, we're going to zip the receiver emails and the receiver names, and for each one, email and receiver For each one, we are going to send one email. If you don't know zip, I'm going to explain what it does right now. Python. And I'm going to zip receiver emails and receiver names. This is going to create a list of tuples, and on each tuple is going to have one element of this. Let me show it to you. List. See? For each one of these, this is going to be passed down as receiver email, and this is going to be passed down as receiver name. I hope everything is clear now. So let's save, run the code, add this. Remember, 3 email addresses, 3 emails we are going to send. Sending the email, email sent, email sent, email sent. And we have 3 emails, David, John Doe, and Karen. David, John Doe, and Karen. And has the information here. Now we can send one email to multiple people. And it's going to be an ugly email, like this one. At the start of this tutorial, I promised you we are going to send beautiful HTML-based emails. So let's do it. Right now we are sending this as a body, but we can send HTML like this. This is going to be just a test, okay? Test. And we set this to HTML. And we're going to get this. And this. So you can see we can send HTML like this. But if we want to send really beautiful emails, we need to create beautiful HTML emails. And you can use, for example, Visual Code to create your HTML, or an online tool like this. For example, this is the title, format, heading, and hello. This is a and you can create your own emails. I have created one, this one, and this is the one I'm going to send. And to do so, it's pretty easy. Instead of this body, we are going to load this HTML with open. Now the HTML is loaded, and email body is going to be this email HTML, and we're going to read it. And just like this, we load the HTML, we read it, and we send it as HTML. Let's save. Now I just notice please. And we come here. And now we have this beautiful email. Let's recap. We open the HTML, we read the HTML, and we send it as HTML. As easy as that. And this is pretty cool, to be honest. Now you can send this email to hundreds and hundreds of people, but we can do more. For example, let's say we want to send an invoice, or a PDF, or an Excel file, or videos, or whatever. Let's learn how we can attach files to your emails. Let's send an attachment now. In the same folder of the script, I have added a cat GIF or GIF. You can fight about the pronunciation on the comments if you want. But the case is I'm going to send this file as an attachment. And to do so, we need to send it as multiple parts. So we need to import new things. For example, instead of MIME text, we are going to send multiple parts, MIME multiple parts, and encoders and MIME base is going to help to load, encode, and send this file. Because I'm going to send this file, I'm going to create here a file name variable with cat. And now, instead of creating a MIME text instance, we are going to create a MIME multipart instance. And we need to add the email body. So, attach MIME text email body as HTML. We had this before, but now we are going to create a multiple part. So, here we are going to attach the email body, and later we are going to attach the file. We need to try to load the image with open file name. We are going to read it as attachment. And because I don't want to leave any typo, I'm going to copy this. This is going to read this file name, the cat period give, and now we are creating a MIME-based instance with application octet stream, and we're going to set the payload as the result of reading the attachment, the file. We are going to encode the file as an ASCII characters to send it via email, and we are going to add the header as a key value part to the attachment part. And finally, we're going to message attach the image to the multipart. And of course, if we are using try, we need to catch any error we might encounter. And it's going to throw this in case of error. Everything is set. Let's save it and try it. And of course, we need to indent this. Oops, forgot to close it. Everything is set. And we need to read this as a byte. Now we are sending properly the email. Let me delete this. And we are getting finally the attachment here. Finally, and now we have 3 emails, each one with the HTML-based email and the attachment. Remember that you can send any type of files, invoice, PDFs, videos, whatever you want. First, we import everything we need. Then we set the configuration, sender email, sender name, a list of emails, a list of names. We prompt the user to enter a password. Then we load this HTML, we read it, and we set it as email body. And also we have a variable with the file name. Then, for each pair of receiver email and receiver name, we are going to create a multipart, and we're going to send to, from, and subject. And we're going to pass the sender name and email, and receiver name and email. The subject is a string with the receiver name, and we attach the email body as HTML. Then we read as a byte the file name, we encode it, add it to the header, and then finally we attach it to the multipart. Then we attach it to the MIME multipart. Once the email is set, we create an SMTP session with Gmail, passing the port. We encrypt the email, we log in with our Gmail account, then we send the email. We perform this operation for each pair, so 3 times, and here is the result. 3 emails we send, 3 emails we receive. And this is how you send emails automatically. You can run the code whenever you need. You can set up a cron job to use this code once a day, once a week, or whenever you need. You can upload this script to a server and run it via SSH. You can send a confirmation email when someone registers in your website, whatever you want. In less than 100 lines of code, with comments included, we have created something that will take quite a lot of time if you do it manually, even hours along the month to send. And remember, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel to get notified when I upload more videos like this. Like this video, and I will see you on my next video.